Hello everyone, welcome to the Arthur Conan Doyle Center YouTube channel. My name is Kat and I will do this pick a card reading for you today. So the topic today is all about your inner child. So letting your inner child speak, giving voice to your inner child, and just providing this opportunity, just in case you feel like maybe disconnected from your inner child, maybe you just don't have time to have a conversation or to give a space to your inner child. So with this reading today, we will look at that. I have 4 different objects, and following the theme of your inner child, I picked 4 objects that I found on my walks, that I just found when going out and about. So I'll tell you a bit more about each object. So group 1 is this thing. I have no idea what this is supposed to be, but it's like a it's a circular thing. I found it on the beach when I was walking around, and I thought, like, oh, okay, let's take it. It's an interesting shape. It makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune. It looks like a bead. It's white with some little shells on it. So if you know what it is, you can write it in the comments below. So yes, that's the first object, and actually it connects with the 4th one, and you will see in a second what the story is. Then for the second object, there is this California Republic pin. I found it on my walk. I could just see something like this lying on the pavement. I thought, oh, okay, let's see what it is. And it is this pin with a bear and a star. So maybe you're from California, maybe you like bears. If you feel drawn to this one, then this will be group 2. And then group 3, it's this, I don't even know what it's supposed to be. I think it used to be a magnet. I found it on the beach. I thought it's a piece of sea glass, but it's this plastic thing with a kiwi, and it says kiwi and Z, so I guess it's about New Zealand. I don't know if it will focus, but yeah, that's group 3. It's quite nice, actually. I wonder where it came from, how it ended up on the beach. So yeah, that's another thing to think about. And then group number 4, this round object. So it's a bit smaller than the group 1, but the story for this is, I went to the beach one day and I found this. And I said, okay, I want a sign, because that day I wasn't feeling well. So I thought, okay, let's just go to the beach, let's just cleanse the energy. And I found this, so I said, okay, I want some sign in the next few days. And then the next day I went to the post office to send some things, and then I looked down and I found this. So it's such a coincidence finding 2 things that are so similar, especially after asking for a sign. So yeah, it's like a smaller version. I feel like this is something that you would put on your bike, like on the wheels, but I might be wrong. But yes, these are the 4 objects. And just a quick story about more found objects. When I was a child, I went with my parents for holidays, and I was just swimming around in a lake, and I actually found a gold ring. It was a really nice ring. I think it was malachite, the stone that was in the crystal, because I remember it was green. I'll show you this sort of green. And you know how malachite looks. It has those circular patterns. So I think it was malachite. But then in winter, I went on a walk with my dad, and I fell into the snow, and my hands were just covered with snow, so my dad tried to get it off, and I lost my ring. So I still can't get over it. It was such a nice story, just having a ring that you found in a lake when you were a child. So yes, maybe another girl will find the ring, and she will wonder where it came from, and then she will lose it, and then somebody else will find it, and it will just go round and round. So yes, that's my little story for today. So take a while to pick your group. So we have number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And just a few words about the decks I will be using today. So for, I think, the majority of the readings, I will use this one. It's the Tarot of Mystical Moments. The images are so beautiful, and I feel like it really fits with the theme of the inner child, because it has very dreamy illustrations. To clarify, I will use the Ethereal Visions, lots of gold, very beautiful illustrations. I will also have the regular Rider-Waite, so it's this one. And then I also have an Oracle deck from Colette Baron reads, so it's the wisdom of the oracle. Okay, so if you haven't picked your group yet, feel free to pause the video and spend some more time picking, but we will start with group 1, so I will put these ones up there, and this is group 1. Okay, so let's see, letting your inner child speak, giving the opportunity and space for that inner child to communicate with us. And I don't have any specific ideas about how this reading will go. Let's just see whatever comes up, and I will just pass on the messages. Okay, so I'll just quickly shuffle the cards. So that's group 1, messages from their inner child. Okay, the cards are already starting to fall out. I'll get 2 more cards and I'll start the reading, and then if I need to clarify anything, then I will do that. Okay, let's get 2 more. Okay, and I'll get 1 oracle card. Okay, so for group 1, actually I'll keep it like this. I'll reveal it at the end, so I'll put it up here. Okay, I'll just pop these ones down. Alright, so for group 1, messages from your inner child. So the first thing that I noticed is that there are quite a lot of pentacles in this reading. So we have 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles, and then we have 4 of Cups. So the first thing that came to me when I saw these cards, I wonder if when you were young there was some sort of hobby that you wanted to try, or something that you really liked doing, but there were some limitations here. Because when I saw this flower, the first thing that really got my attention was that wall, that brick wall. And here with the 8 of Pentacles, it is about focusing on something and working and really focusing on your skills. So with these cards, I do get an idea of having a hobby, something that you really like doing, whether it was something creative or just a way to spend time, something that really made you happy. But there were some limitations. Maybe you were told, no, we can't really let you go to these after school classes. Maybe you shouldn't join that club. Or maybe there's not enough money to sign you up for these extra classes. So you felt perhaps a bit left out. So feeling that you're just sitting there on your own and other people are doing all these nice things, all the other children are having fun and they are creating these things and they have all these great stories to tell, and you're sitting there in the rain and you're sad because you just can't join them. That's how it feels to me with that 4 of Cups and then the 2 Pentacles card. I would like to get a bit more information here. What else I can say? And with the 3 of Pentacles, it does feel like some sort of group situation, group setting, where maybe it's about just playing around with other children. Just, when you would go somewhere to a park and you will build things with branches and all these sorts of things that you could find, and it was really fun. But maybe somebody said, no, you can't do it, you can't go to the park, it's dangerous, maybe, you have to study, you have to do something else. So, or maybe you were told that, that's just what's coming to me with the 6 of Pentacles, maybe you were told that you can't really act this way, you have to be really serious, you have to have proper manners, you really have to behave properly, and you shouldn't run around and do all these things. You have to be really balanced and be a good child. So Let's see. And also the other reason why I said that it could have been something perceived as dangerous, maybe by adults, it's because we have the birds here, and this one is holding a hammer. So they are building something together, but, standing high up, dealing with hammers, that can be a bit dangerous. So I feel like the inner child here is trying to remind you of what did you enjoy when you were younger, but you didn't really have the opportunity to explore, or something that you couldn't continue. And then, like life gets in the way, you have to go to school, you have to do your homework, and then, I don't know, you start your job, so there's no time for it. And it's as if this inner child is sitting there bored because there are more important things to do, but it still wants to do all these different things. Okay, let's see a bit more here. So what is the message from the inner child for group 1? Yeah, and it's such an interesting imagery here with these bricks here building something, and then with the butterflies. It's as if, now that it comes to me, maybe you have worked with other people to build something, but it's as if it created a wall, and then you felt like, oh, I cannot go back and do the things that I wanted. I can't be as free as I used to be, because now I have more more commitments, I have more responsibilities, and I have to focus on something really solid. I really have to focus on my future. I have to focus on serious stuff. And then you end up sitting there being a bit sad and a bit lonely and left out, because all you wanted to do was to paint butterflies, but you were told, oh, you have to do serious things in life, or oh, you have to be all put together, you have to have right manners, you can't just run around. Because with the pentacles, it is very earthy energy, very practical. It's as if being down to earth and making sure that whatever you do, it has some sort of practical outcome, some sort of practical results. So the inner child is saying, no, you can't just paint butterflies if you want to, and if they fly away and you never see them again, it doesn't really matter, because if you enjoyed doing that, then that's what matters. Okay, let's just get a few more cards. So group 1, messages from their inner child. Yes. So we have the Emperor, and I'll get one more, and then we'll see how that works. And then the Queen of Swords. So here with the Emperor, again, it's that energy of being serious, behaving properly, not really showing your emotions too much, not being like a silly child, really controlling yourself. Because I feel like with that Queen of Swords, perhaps you were criticized for being too, I don't want to say too open, but just being carefree and being very joyful and just running around and doing things that you want. Maybe you were told, oh no, you have to sit down and you have to study. Or maybe the things that you have created, they have been criticized. And somebody said, oh no, look at this. How did you paint that butterfly? You should have been more precise. It should have been more, properly done. If you sit down and if you do something, you have to do it properly. So it's that sort of energy. And the Emperor and the Queen of Swords, they are both really, I see them as very strict and very serious personalities. So maybe you had to take on such a serious role, even if in reality you wanted to do other things. You wanted to have much more freedom. Also here the Emperor sometimes can speak of authority figure or a father figure. So maybe your inner child was kind of silenced by a parent or by a teacher that said, no, you just have to sit down and write whatever it is you have to write. You have to read that book and no questions, nothing creative. You just sit down and do the work. So the inner child is saying, have time to really play. Don't lock yourself up in some really it's almost like a, I would call it, adult prison. You can still interact with the world equally, because that's the Six of Pentacles. There's equal give and take, so you don't have to give it away altogether and then sit under that umbrella sad because you can't play with the other kids and you just have to go back and do your homework. Anything else here? What is the advice here? Let's see. Advice for group 1. Maybe how to connect with that inner child. I mean, yeah, be creative, but anything else that the cards would like to tell us. And then we will look at that oracle card. And advice how to kind of communicate with the inner child. I'll take this one. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. So it's, I'll put it this way. So the Knight of Cups is somebody who is very idealistic, somebody with an open heart, and they are traveling on their white horse with their cup and they are ready to offer it to another person. So perhaps it is about reaching out to other people, maybe reaching out to those people that you had fun with, people who maybe run creative events or who are involved in any sort of activities that you wanted to do as a child, and then connecting to them, and then through that contact you can let that inner child out. So it's not just about practical reality with the Pentacles and the Emperor, there's also emotions here with the Knight of Cups. With the Pisces, I feel like just going with the flow, not really thinking about, oh, my schedule, oh, and then I have to do this, and oh, I have to do the shopping, and I have to do the laundry, because that's really kind of silences the inner child, because, you know, when we are adults, we have all of these different things to do, but it's important to let that inner child speak, and just being really gentle to yourself and the sort of things you're interested in, because the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Emperor, I feel like they could be very serious and very critical that, oh, if you start doing something, you have to stick to it, you have to do it seriously, and then you have to turn it into a business, and then you have to start earning money, and you have to expand it. So already there's so much heaviness about it. So if I start a hobby, I already have to turn it into something serious. But to me, it's more about play, just catching those butterflies, painting whatever you want to paint on them, using whatever colors you want to use, and then just letting them go and enjoying that moment. It's not about having something that brings long-term results. It's enjoying the moment and not thinking too much about how to take it further. Anything else here? Okay, I will reveal this oracle card, so let's see. New life. Okay, so it's number 39, and yeah, it's a new life. It's a fairy waking up. So I feel like in this context with the inner child, waking up that inner child and starting something new. But in terms of new things, it could be something that you wanted to try in your childhood, but you never had an opportunity. Maybe because, yeah, you didn't have the money, you didn't have the opportunity, maybe something wasn't available in your area. But now with the internet and all these sorts of online workshops, almost anything is available. So it's as if the sun is rising, there's a new day starting, and then the inner child can just stretch and wake up and really go about all of the things that that the inner child enjoyed. So yeah, just to summarize quickly what this is all about, just connecting to whatever you used to do when you were a child, or whatever you wanted to do, but maybe you were not allowed, maybe you were told to focus on serious things, focus on work, focus on school, focus on money later on in your life. Opening the heart and realizing that you don't really have to commit to a hobby 100% and do it for the rest of your life and make a business out of it. Just enjoy the moment of creation, enjoy the time spent on it, and then let it go. So you don't have to become a professional in every single thing that you do. Because it's as if I can feel the expectations here that it has to be serious, it has to be something worthwhile, because otherwise I'm wasting my time. So letting that mindset go away, allowing the inner child to suggest you a few things that you could do, and yes, just going for it and enjoying it, and enjoying that new life that's about to come. Okay, I think this is it for group 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the reading, please feel free to like the video, subscribe. We have lots of videos on our channel, and I'm doing a reading every week on Sunday. So yes, I hope I will see you then. And yes, have a lovely day. Bye. Hello, if you chose this pin with the bear in the California Republic, this is your reading, so this is group 2, and we will let your inner child speak today. We'll see what your inner child wants to tell you, what sort of things it wants to pass on. So yeah, let's start. I will use the Tarot of Mystical Moments for the main part of the reading. I will draw one oracle card and then just clarify and see how things go. Okay, so group 2, messages from the inner child. What does the inner child want to say? Okay, I'll keep that one. And let's get 3 more. Like this one, and one from the middle. Okay, so let's have the 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. Okay, I'm already getting the message here. Let's see. So group 2, message from their inner child. And I'll reveal this one at the end. Okay, I pulled 2. Let's keep 2 of them then. Okay, so group 2. What does your inner child want to tell you? What sort of message it has for you? So we have the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. So the first message that I got here is that your inner child has a lot of curiosity. There is that very curious spirit wanting to really discover things. Go to places that haven't been discovered yet, or even if they have been discovered, going there yourself and checking, what can I find out in that place? It doesn't have to be a place, it can be a hobby, it can be some sort of area of life, anything it is. Maybe when you were younger, there were not that many opportunities, or there were limitations when it comes to either knowledge or books, or when you have a really curious mind, you really want to discover as much as possible, but when you're limited, it's just the same thing over and over again. I wonder if it was connected with money or anything that has to do with the material reality here with the 9 of Pentacles, that you were not able to afford things, or maybe your family wasn't able to afford it. So even if perhaps there were some opportunities, it's as if, I can't really afford it, I can't do that. So the message here is to really follow your curiosity. So, I just kicked the camera. See, your inner child is so willing to discover things. Just get out of the door and discover nice new things. So here with the 8 of Cups, we have this ladybird walking through this path. She's surrounded by water, and there's some forest, the moon, and all of the animals are paired up, and she's here by herself. But the way I would read this card is that there is a curiosity to search for more, because traditionally the Eight of Cups, it's all about going out and search for more. So we have 8 cups, but there's 10 out there, and you will not stop until you will find the 10. But there can be a little bit of hesitancy, because if you leave 8, do you have a guarantee you will find the other 2? And then you have left what you have already established. And then if you don't find the 2 cups, you come back to nothing. But in this context, it's following this path of curiosity, following the path of discovery, it's basically just following your own path. Maybe in childhood you were told the way you should think or the way you should go about life. You were told this is the only way to go. You have to, go to university, get a degree, and then you have to get married, have children, you have to buy a house, things like this. Or maybe there's some sort of specific trade your family does, or there's a family business, and you were expected to follow the path. But with the Eight of Cups, it's as if, I don't know if I want to. I want to go my own way, because there's more to life than what I have around me. So your inner child is saying, there are so many opportunities out there, because we have the Seven of Cups. If you look at the sky, there's lots and lots and lots of stars. And I feel like each star has a different story. Each star can grant you a different wish. But if you stay in one place, and if you just, if you don't have that curiosity to look up in the sky, you will never notice that. So maybe you were taught to keep your head down and not just go through life, don't make any issues, just be happy with what you have. But the inner child knows there is more. The inner child really wants to explore things. So this is the sort of message I get here with the cards. And with the Ace of Swords, the inner child wants information, wants clarity, really enjoying this journey of going step by step by step. And it's almost like a mystery, really following some secret or mystery and finding the key to it. Also, Ace of Swords to me is all about the mind. So unlocking a specific, maybe not way of thinking, but unlocking something within your mind so that your horizons are much wider. So then you realize, I don't have to follow all the things that other people have already set up for me. I don't have to follow the same path. So yes, let's get a few more cards. So maybe when you were a child, you had some really great and big dreams. And people said, you know what, no, don't do this. You already have this, you already have, that family business, you already have, that sort of trade within the family. Why would you look for something else if you already have it right in front of you? But there's more. You definitely know that there is more to life. And now, maybe that you're better off, you're more independent financially, you can really follow it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like now you can afford it to really pursue what you wanted to do. So while group 1 was more about creativity and having that very joyful approach to life, here it's more about curiosity. It's almost like going to a library and picking a couple of books and reading about all these different places and wanting to go there and just exploring. Very Sagittarian energy. Because Sagittarius, it's all about expansion and travel, higher education, things like that. Okay, so let's see. So we have the Five of Swords in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so what I see here with the Five of Swords in reverse is that once you unlock this way of looking at the world, maybe you've already done that, then you won't really feel guilty for going your own way. Because to me, the Five of Swords, it's a battle, and somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, or somebody has to surrender. And later you feel a bit maybe guilty that, I won, but at what cost? But in reverse, it's as if, no, I can go my own way without feeling guilty or feeling embarrassed or anything like that. Because here with the Wheel of Fortune, the card is saying that the universe has a plan. The path is already set out, and it's up to you if you follow the path or if you stay where you are. But it can really take you to great places. And here with that Queen of Wands in reverse, I wonder if there is something here to do with confidence and feeling like you can really follow through with your decisions. Because the reason, let's see, why is it reversed? Why is the Queen of Wands reversed? So I feel like it's something about you. There is that very fiery spirit, but something is blocking it. Okay, so it's the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, so with the Hanged Man in reverse, it sometimes really gets stuck in old patterns and in old ways of thinking, and something that was supposed to help us change perspective, or something that was supposed to be temporary, it becomes permanent. And to me, that's the Hanged Man. When you wanted to just change your perspective, go upside down for a while, but then you just got stuck and you can't get out. So that might be why the Queen of Wands is reversed, that you're stuck in some old patterns, and this is why the inner child cannot really go through, it can't really communicate, or this is why you don't feel like going out on adventures and exploring new things, because that confidence is a bit tamed. But what's the solution here? What's the solution here for group 2? Okay, so it's the Tower in reverse. So I feel like it's about inner transformation and realizing certain things that could be really groundbreaking and allowing them to happen. Maybe the whole worldview will shatter in the process, but once the tower goes down, that's it. I feel like there is some sort of tower in your field of view that is obstructing something, and it has to fall down, so then you can see that this tower is not all that there is, that there's much more to life, and that you can really see the horizon and all of the beautiful places that are there. So, but first, allowing that transformation to happen, allowing that shake-up to happen. But there is definitely great curiosity here, and the inner child really wants to put it out there. So here, what do we have with the 2 oracle cards? We have Loyal Heart and To Be Fair. So here, with the Loyal Heart, the first thing that came to me was being loyal to yourself, being loyal to your own heart and to your own inner child. If you make promises, make sure to keep them. So if you say, okay, today I will, even buy something in the shop, something nice to eat, something that I used to eat as a child. But then you say, no, that's, maybe it's not the healthiest, or I can't be bothered. That's as if letting down the inner child. So here, being really loyal to yourself. And see, there's more keys here at the top, and we had the key with the Ace of Swords. So there is a key to this whole thing that we have to discover, and maybe another person has it. Maybe when you connect with another person, have some sort of conversation, it will open up. They will give you the key. And it's interesting that we have 2 birds here, and then also there's this idea of duality. Oh, and there's another owl here. So to be fair, being really fair with yourself, thinking whether it is worth pursuing certain things just because you have to do them as an adult, or whether you can give to your inner child more, and being fair to that inner child as well. So being loyal and being fair to it. Anything else I have here? And it's interesting how with the Eight of Cups, all of the animals are paired up, and the Lady Bear is by herself, and then the loyal heart, we also have the two owls here. So maybe it is about bouncing off the ideas with another person, and that's how they could expand your curiosity. That's how it feels. So yes, I think this is it for group 2. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to question things. Don't be afraid to dream big, because the inner child really has no boundaries. I feel like that inner child believes anything is possible. There's no boundaries. So if you want to go to the moon, you will go to the moon. Yes, and if it's meant to happen, it will happen with the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, this is it, group 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like. Feel free to subscribe if you like our videos. We have more on our channel, and every Sunday there will be a new reading uploaded. So yes, thank you very much, and I hope you will have a nice day. Bye! Hello group 3, if you chose this object, this is your reading. So we are letting your inner child speak today, any sort of messages, anything that needs to be put out, or maybe something that your inner child wants you to know. So what I've done for the other 2 groups, I've pulled out 4 cards and then 1 oracle card, and then just using a different deck to clarify. So let's see. Group 3, your inner child, and the messages, anything that your inner child wants you to know. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, okay, I'll keep it this way, because usually with this deck I don't read in reverse, but if it happened, then let's keep it. And then Temperance, interesting, because we have the Two of Pentacles and the Temperance. I always find that interesting. And then the Two of Swords. Okay, so there's 2, and there's lots of balance going on in here. Let's get 1 oracle card, and I will keep it until the end. Alright, so okay, so here the first message that jumped out to me is that your inner child is telling you that you are very busy. You really have a lot of things that you're doing at the moment. And with the Two of Pentacles coming out in reverse, even though I usually read all this deck upright, it's too much. The inner child is saying, look, I know that you are capable, and I know that you're ambitious. I know that you can handle a lot, but maybe right at this moment in time, it's too much for you. Maybe it's getting to a point where you are almost falling off the building. You've set such high standards for yourself that it's very difficult to keep up with them. And I just get an idea of such a wise inner child. They're like, no, just make sure you take it easy. Don't do too much. Don't overstretch yourself. So that inner child is really like, it really cares about you. Really mature. So it's the reason why I said it's interesting, because we have the Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Temperance. It's a very balanced energy, as in there's 2 different things that you could be doing, just like when you have the 2 birds here. So starting with the Two of Swords, it might be that at the moment you have something on your mind and you're really trying to decide what to do and where to go. And with this card in this deck, I just find it so interesting that it looks like a hat, but it's actually I guess house for the birds. I don't know how it's called properly in English, but the birds would be living there. And it always makes me think of the birds, and I know they are not woodpeckers, but just hitting on that. So it's always something is on your mind constantly. There is something going on in your mind, and if it's not this one, then it's the other bird. So you never get a break, and it's almost like a noise in the background. And with the Knight of Swords, the inner child is telling me that you are very quick, you have a very quick mind, and you can just very easily move in between ideas, different projects, different things, and maybe you do have a very sharp way of communicating. You're very precise, very quick, but it's so interesting what it says on the skirt, considering the other things that I've told about, that maybe it's too much, you have too much on your plate. So let me just read. It says, because it's cut off, so it's not the full sentence, but it says, right is worth the cost. So is it worth the cost? Whatever you're doing right now, the inner child is asking, is it worth it? Is it worth juggling so many things? Because maybe it's not. If it is, then keep going, but maybe it's too much right now. And you might be very eager to keep moving, to keep light, to keep the ideas flowing, and just keep your brain, keep your mind busy. But maybe it is a bit too much right now. With the Temperance, it's as if, okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break, let's sit down and release something. Because with this Temperance card, it makes me think of, you can't have two birds at the same time. If one of them comes in, the other one has to leave. So then it is balanced. It's not too much to handle. And it's interesting, we have two birds here, and then we have two birds in that card, and then two pentacles here. So even if you like to take on a lot, you like to be busy, it is about finding the right balance. Maybe when you were a child it wasn't this way, because the thing that came to me is as if trying to prove something to someone, but in a very adult way. It's not what a child would do. This child would be like, hey, I'm just gonna do what I want. But here it's as if proving to somebody that, look, I can handle this. Look, I can really juggle two things at the same time while standing at the top of the tallest building, and and then I can just fly through the world and write all these things, say these things, and just be so quick. But there is a limit to it. Let's see. Actually, I want to read a bit more here. So it says, there are a great many intelligent men, and then it cuts off, women who think that political, I guess, equality. Well, I guess it's a piece of some newspaper. But yeah, is it worth the cost? That's that's the main thing that comes to me. Because I feel like with children don't really plan too far ahead. If they want to do something, if they want to eat something, they will eat it. If they want to play, they will play. Sometimes they get really silly ideas, but it's not planning too much, too far into the future. So maybe here you were bound up with all the decisions and what to do and how to go about things, and trying to sort two things at once. And the inner child is saying, look, stop, you need to take a break. You really need to recover from all of this. Okay, this card fell out. So we have the Star. And let's get one more. And the Nine of Cups. You might have a feeling that if you don't work hard enough, your dream won't come true, because this is the Nine of Cups in reverse. And maybe this is what's pushing you forward, that there is some time limit on your dream. And that if you don't apply for something now, this is it, the opportunity is gone. But I see a more important message here with the Star. Really taking the time to recover. Taking the time to connect to the source. So connecting, to the inner child. Energy that is very pure. It's very clean. It's very free. So it makes me think of a newspaper or something that gets printed. It's as if it's smashed, or it's somehow misprinted, it's misaligned. So there's so much noise. You can't even get to the bottom of things. You can't even understand what's being written. So here it's as if saying, okay, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the source. Let's start from zero, or let's trace back retrace the steps to see what is actually going on and what do I really need to do and if I want to do it. So let's get one more from just some advice from your inner child. Yeah, it's as if the inner child is saying, okay, let's take a break, let's just sit down, let's take a nap. See, the Fool, it is about the new beginning, it is about jumping into things, being more carefree, just starting from zero, because the Fool is zero. Maybe you got entangled into something and you don't really know how to get out of it, and you have two different options. To continue, or maybe say, no, I will stop this. So with that Fool, it's just almost like a reset button, doing something from the beginning again. And here there could be an element of pride that, okay, I'm not going to start something again because, people will think that I'm silly, people will think that I'm stupid, that I'm irresponsible, but the inner child is just like, no, just sit down, take a break, do whatever you want, and take it from there. Because there's so much innocence here with the Fool, and the Star is also such a fresh energy. So connecting to that and sitting in that energy to really cleanse your energy. So if there's something that you want to do, the inner child is saying, you just go for it. It's almost like if a child would get an idea to jump off a cliff with an umbrella and be like, yes, I will fly. So, for an adult it might seem very dangerous and stupid, but for a child, if you won't try, you won't know. So if you do have an idea, the inner child is saying, yeah, go for it. For the card, we have never-ending story. So this is number 37. And there is this heart here, and it says, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and it says love. So to me, again, there's that duality, being stuck. Once the sand runs down, you just turn it around, and it's going over and over and over and over, and being stuck in this, that there's always another thing you want to do, another project, another interest that you want to chase, and you never get a break. So make sure you do take some time off, just relax, take a break, cut through any sort of confusion or any projects that you're holding on to but you haven't done anything for a long period of time, because I feel like they're holding you back, they're really holding your energy. It makes me think again of children when they play and they're like, Anna, I'm bored. And they go somewhere else and they do other things, and they just, if they feel like it, they would come back to where they left off. So don't be scared of that. Anything else I have here? Yeah, just don't overstretch yourself. Let go of things before you start something new. And yes, I feel like this is it. So that was group 3. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like the video, subscribe. I do readings every Sunday. So if you're interested in this, then please feel free to subscribe, sign up. And yes, I will see you next time. And I hope you'll have a nice day. Bye. Hello, group 4. If you chose this little pink object, this will be your reading. So we are looking at your inner child, letting your inner child speak any sort of messages it would like to pass on to you. So let's see. For all of the other groups, I picked 4 cards, and then I clarified that a bit, and then I picked 1 oracle card. So yes, let's see. So we have group 4, and inner child, and the messages, anything that needs to be passed on to you. Oh, okay. I'll take this card. It fell out like this. So I will keep it upright, but I'll keep in mind that it was kind of half. Oh, okay, this flipped. 7 of Pentacles. And this one flipped out. All of them are just flipping out. One more for group 4. So we have the Fool, the Seven of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. And let's get one oracle card. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so when I was looking at these cards, the first thing that came to my mind is your inner child is telling you that now you are ready for something. You are finally mature. You have all of the resources. You have everything you need in order to start something or go for something that you've always wanted to do when you were younger. So perhaps when we are young, when we are children, we have this very big dream, or maybe we don't even know what is it that we want, but it's just a feeling. It's some sort of just something in our mind, and we can't even put it into words. We can't say exactly what it is, but eventually over time, as we experience different things, we go through different things, we meet different people, it starts to clarify. So I get a feeling here that with the Seven of Pentacles, something has been growing, something has been transforming. So here, it's as if you plant a tree, and then you get a flower, and then the flower gets pollinated, and then you have the fruit, and you have to wait for the fruit to ripen. And I feel like right now you are at that stage that the fruit is ready. And then it's not only ready, but it also has seeds, so you can, in a way, multiply whatever you have been working on. And it's as if the inner child is looking at you and it's like, wow, I've grown into this amazing person. Wow, if I knew, this is so inspiring. This is so great. It's I see it almost like, a child looking up to someone. It's almost somebody who would be standing on a pedestal, or it's almost like a statue, and it's like, wow. And the eyes are sparkling. It's like, wow, I've achieved all these things that I really wanted to do when I was a child. Oh, it's such a nice energy. It's as if when you would look back when you were a child and you knew that there's something you want to do, but it was just a little feeling. It's just like a little seed that was planted in you. And now you're really reaping the rewards. So the inner child is telling you, just embrace it, really, really connect to it. And if you want to plant the seeds, it is a good time with the Fool. And I feel like it's not only for you, but it's to inspire other people. It's to almost like, I see it as somebody who would always have a whole bag of seeds, and wherever they go, they would just throw them around. And then after a while, you would see beautiful plants and flowers everywhere. So being a person that you always looked up to when you were a child, being that sort of authority figure, being that sort of leader, idol, that sort of energy, that is really coming through to me in this reading. So the inner child is telling you to really share whatever you have created. So it can be anything, whether it is sharing on physical level, if you have, I don't know, money, or if you have your time available, sharing it with others. If it's ideas, if it's skills, sharing it with other people and creating a path for them. It's a possibility. I mean, it's not that you will build something for another person. It's more about creating opportunities for others. So with this King of Cups, that's why it made me think of, now you're finally mature. So you're emotionally mature, and you know how to handle things, and you know how to go about life. And maybe you don't feel like it, but your inner child is really looking up to you. And it makes me think of going through all of the storms, through all of the different difficulties, and you made it. You really learned a lot, and you're here right now, and you have something to share with others. And just with this King of Cups holding that ship, it's as if there was always somebody there who would guide you. Whether it is a person, organization, whether it is, I don't know, the universe, there was always a helping hand there. And now you can be that helping hand to other people. And really, if, if other people are at a difficult situation and they feel like they are, well, it feels like, when you're drowning, when things are really bad in life, there is a helping hand out there. So you will not have to get to all these depths. I feel like you can really help other people and assist them and guide them. And I've kept this one for the end because this is so nice with this Ace of Cups. It's having an open heart and really letting all these great emotions flow, letting them out so they can reach other people. It's like these butterflies, they will go somewhere else. They will reach different places and different people, and then that person will learn something from that butterfly and they will pass it on. So there's so much inspiration here happening. There's so much freedom and love, because sharing things with others, it is a sign of love and appreciation. So the inner child is almost cheering you on. It's like, yes, well done. Wow, this is so amazing. I just want to see all these butterflies out there and I really want to see what is going to happen. So the inner child is like, well done, you're doing great. You're doing so amazing. Oh, it's such a nice energy. Oh, I really like this. So let's just get a few extra cards. And yeah, now that we look at that Fool card, beginnings can be scary because it's that Fool. It's that crocodile or whatever it is, alligator. It might be scary to people, but you've grown enough to really assist others. And maybe you will be working with children, maybe you will be guiding children, whether it comes to, I don't know, career or teaching them skills or anything like that, but it's sharing something with the world. Something that you wanted to do as a child, but at that moment in time, you just, as a child, you're not ready. It was just a seed, but now the seed has grown, and now you can spread all these things that you have worked for. Okay, group 4. Okay, so we have the Star in reverse. And let's get one more. The Devil. Okay, so to me it does feel like you had to overcome a lot in your life. You really had to go through times where you felt like there's no hope, or being stuck in some destructive patterns, self-destructive patterns. But as I said, you made it. You made it through the storm, and now you can assist other people. You can really be that shining star, their guiding light, whatever it is, in times of difficulty, in times of confusion, fear. It's as if each butterfly is a light, and you lighten up people's world if they are in such a difficult state. Because you've been through it, you know how it works. And the inner child, it's as if, I don't know, for example, if it would be really dark and as a child you're scared because you can't really understand what's going on or what is going to happen, and then you get an adult who comes over and says, look, everything will be fine, I will turn the light on for you. So now you are that adult and you can guide other people. And maybe this is what you wanted to do when you were a child. You wanted to help others, but you just didn't have the right skills. You didn't have the experience. So now you are able to do it. And at the bottom of the deck, there is the Ace of Wands. So something that you're incredibly passionate about. Maybe helping people where they feel like things have been not fair. Really serving justice to those who have been neglected, to those who have been treated unfairly. So it is that now it's almost like you're a superhero and you're really helping others, and your inner child is just like, wow, you're amazing. Oh, it's such a lovely energy, honestly. And you have Ace of Cups and then Ace of Wands. So really following your passions and being that guiding light to others. For the oracle deck, we have go the distance, and I feel like you've already went that distance. You've already went through the desert, and you went through the sea. You went through the mountains. You went through all of these different difficult places, and you made it to the finish line. And now you can maybe coach other people how to do it. You can share your experiences. So that's how I see it here with this card. Anything else? There's a lot of perseverance. There's a feeling of I've made it and I'm so proud of myself. So it's now that you stand at the finish line, you can look back to the past and really say, I made it and I'm so proud. And your inner child is also proud of you. So everything is great. It's a really lovely energy. I don't know. I feel like I want to get one more for this deck. And actually I just saw the bottom. Okay, I have to show this one. It says no place like home. So being at home with who you are and maybe creating home for other people or helping them to establish their own home, their own safe space. That is the message here from the inner child, that now you have what it takes. You have matured, you have the resources, and you can really help others. So yes, I feel like this is it for this reading. It was a really straightforward and very inspiring message, so I hope you also feel this way about yourself. Well done. So yes, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you liked it, feel free to subscribe, feel free to check our other videos. I will be doing another reading every Sunday. So yes, I hope I will see you then, and I hope you will have a lovely day.